some women are more masculine in their approach to life and in their makeup, and some women aren't. And we're treating them all like they're these disadvantaged little violets who will never advance in life or be happy in life unless they do what the STEM technology says they must and can do. I will tell you, Heather, I thought I've come a long ways on this because I was raised in a mostly Democratic family. We were Catholic, so we certainly had some more traditional values. But politically, I would say my family voted Democrat because our belief was that the Republicans were for the rich, and we weren't. We weren't rich. Anyway, I was sort of, I would say, younger in my career, I was much more into a woman can do it all. I can have it all. I've got this kick-ass career. I've got a great husband. I've got 3 kids. I'm banging life out. Like, this is great. I can do it all. Nobody who says otherwise is right. And it took a long time at the height of my career with my 3 young kids. All right. Now they're all here and they're all young and they all need me because I'm the mom, and they do need their mom, period. For me to realize I am, forgive me, fucking miserable. This isn't good enough. This isn't okay. I am not okay. I don't care. And a lot of my guy friends, when I said I'm going to leave the Kelly File and I'm going to go do this morning show, were like, are you insane? You're at the height of power, of influence. People listen to you. You're an authority figure. And all I could say was, I'm unhappy and it's not good enough. And I'm not going to miss my children's upbringing. I want to be the one to do it. I knew I didn't want to give up work. I do enjoy working. I love the intellectual stimulation. So I knew that would be an overcorrection to just go home and raise them. And nor would I be a good mother if I were with them full time. It's just how I'm made up. But not for one moment, as rocky as my road through NBC was, not for one moment have I regretted leaving that job and having the past. I left in January of 17, having had the past 4+ years with them. I can't imagine a different life, Heather. And now I feel a different responsibility to say to other young women, many of whom listen to my earlier messages, there's so much merit in the other way too. Like, don't be pressured into thinking you must have it all, quote unquote. And don't always reject that little voice in the back of your head that's telling you this job thing and being at the apex of power, that's telling you that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You made 3 little lives and they need you and you don't get a do-over. And once you cry at their high school graduation, your tears of lament won't do anything for them, for you. It's not worth it breaking another news story on the A block of Fox News to miss yet another recital or a moment to tuck them in at night, all of it, so I feel like my journey on this has been, I won't say complete, it's ongoing, but it's been eye-opening.
Well, that is so fantastic to hear, Megyn, and I really hope that everyone is listening to you, and I think they are, because the feminist movement is engaged in a bunch of complete contradictions. It is illogical. It is unbiological. It is against human nature. The idea that somehow making partner by working, billing those 2,200 hours a year, staying up until 2 a.m., poring over discovery documents and correcting them for typos, is more important than, as you say, raising those 3 unique lives, is for feminists basically to adopt male values. It's to accept the male version of the world, which is highly competitive, which is status obsessed. And it's the values which gave us civilization because they led to exploration and conquest, which is often a very good thing. But, what, and yet at the same time, you have feminists claiming that females are different and better from males. If we all had female politicians, we wouldn't make war anymore. Maybe so, maybe not, but they, insist that females are better. And yet when it comes to recognizing specifically female values like empathy and the ability to raise children, they refuse to acknowledge those.
Right.
But as you say, there are individual differences. There are plenty of fathers that are far more nurturing than mothers. There are mothers who are martinet, draconian, discipline freaks, and it's to the father that the child comes running for solace, when the mother said, "You idiot, you screwed up on your homework again." But on average, again, both of us, I'm not talking about anybody's daughter. I'm not saying your daughter is not going to be the next Nobel Prize winner in physics. I'm talking about averages and distributions. On average, females, mothers have a different connection to their children. And to pretend that connection doesn't exist and that child doesn't need it because you want to make partner or be in the C-suite, it's your choice, certainly, but don't claim that that is sort of a neutral choice. It isn't, in fact, all about politics and about trying to prove something. I'm amazed, as you said earlier, Megyn, the idea that we're discriminated against is ludicrous. I have never in my life been discriminated against because I'm female. I have been greeted with open arms. I know to the contrary, just as the reality of our world today is Black privilege, not white privilege, the reality of our world today is female privilege, not male privilege. I have been put, and
We can't
let's
go by
face it,
you. You're like one of the most brilliant people alive. You can't go by your own experience. That's not okay. We got to pick a more average target.
no, what I'm saying is I've been put on panels, I've been chosen to speak because I'm a female, because they want that
Yeah,
female.
yes,
It's
certainly.
not because of my qualifications, and my qualifications are not particularly impressive, but I actually had a producer from Fox invite me onto one of their Fox Nation things that was on like interest rates or something, which I do not know anything beyond what I barely surmise in the newspaper. And this female producer actually admitted to me. I said, it's because I'm a female. And she admitted that is the case. Females are
No.
being advanced. We have now this phenomenon in science, a stigma against manels. A manel is a predominantly male scientific panel. And no less than the head of the National Institutes of Health, Francis Collins, who has been going around for the last year beating his chest about how science is so systemically racist. He also thinks it's systemically misogynist. And he has declared that he will not attend any scientific conference. I don't care if it's got the most cutting edge researchers on COVID or Alzheimer's or autism, if the researchers are predominantly male. And so that if there's a conference under the auspices of the NIH and it's 50% female, you have no idea whether those are most qualified scientists. You only know that they're there because of their gonads and their sex. And that
Yeah.
is the reality in our world
That is
today.
undermining too. Right, exactly. That's just the same problem with it. We've talked about it with other guests too on affirmative action, right? It's like a lot of Black scholars resent it
Right.
because they get tarred with this you check the box sort of judgment that may or may not be fair at all. And even kids who did check the box get it. And you're sort of up against it right from the start, right? Like you're seen as sort of maybe not equal, not less, not as good as, that you're less than, you didn't belong there. It raises all sorts of issues that are ongoing for those kids when they actually get into the schools.